You're watching a Highwire Media podcast. After a crazy vacation and a brief hiatus, we're back with Classic Rewind. And this week, we're taking a look back at Crazy Rich Asians. Of course, before I watched this film for the first time, I actually was surprised how good it was. Didn't expect myself to ever actually watch this. I actually worked at a movie theater when this movie came out, and at the time, it was actually really popular. So before we dive into my review, give me your thoughts on this film in the comment section below. And with that, let's dive right in. There is a reason that people love good Cinderella story. If it's done well, and many times it isn't, it shows us a beautiful and glamorous royal or rich world that many of us dream of, then exposes its sordid underbelly. It highlights those who are affected and unaffected by it, commenting on it while allowing us to indulge in the fantasy of it for a while. Crazy Rich Asians, based on the book, takes that classic story, infuses it with buckets of charm, and gives us a look into the culture of Singapore with a cast that all deserve to be seen again and again. In the film, Rachel, played by Constance Wu, is dating Nick, played by Henry Golding, but is unaware of his family's extraordinary wealth. When they fly back home for a friend's wedding, Rachel learns about the money and is faced with the judgment of his family, particularly his mother Eleanor and friends. The story may be simple at first, but it's not just Cinderella dressed in a new set of clothing. In Crazy Rich Asians, we get a look at the culture of old money in Singapore and the differences between what people want for their children in different cultures. Eleanor tells Rachel that in America, there is too much emphasis on following your passion, whereas in Asian cultures, they know how to build something that lasts. It's not just the culture of the haves and have-nots here. It's the culture clash between the East and the West. While we're watching that story, we're also indulging the glamour and extravagance of money, from the insane bachelorette party on a private island to the lavish flower viewing social event of the season. It's hard not to drool over the first-class plane suite, the fairy tale wedding with water and flowers actually running down the aisle, the Great Gatsby-style parties, and the food. Oh, the food. While we're watching that, however, we're feeling Rachel's discomfort, trying to be a good guest and to be respectful of family traditions, and being rebuffed and judged despite her best efforts. Aside from director John Chu's luscious visuals, the film rests firmly on its cast. Constance Wu brings bucket loads of charm and is the perfect way in for viewers. The chemistry between her and Golding is palpable, and he's clearly got a future as a romantic lead. Yeoh is devastating as Nick's judgmental mother. She doesn't even have to say a word. Her withering glance is enough. She's so good at the stare that it makes you wonder if they cut out paragraphs of dialogue once they realize that she can say it all with scrutinizing eyes and pursed lips. The big standout here, though, is Awkwafina, who plays Rachel's college buddy. She was woefully underused in Ocean 8's role, but her moments on screen here were delightful. Her energy carries us through the scenes with her family that might have been tedious in another film. Ken Jeong, who plays Awkwafina's character's father, also adds to the merriment. Another standout here is Gemma Chan as Astrid Yeoh, Nick's favorite cousin. B stories can often get lost in a film with so much to look at, but Chan brings a gravitas and a subtle power to a quiet and kind woman who is doing everything she knows how to uplift her much less wealthy husband. Her moment, brief though, with her grandmother, is a powerful look at family and how they support you in times of trouble. That said, all is not happy in the end here. Cinderella story or not, Crazy Rich Asians doesn't wrap everything up in a neat little bow. Not everyone is going to come around in a week in real life, and it isn't always roses here either. It's more relatable that way, moving forward despite obstacles rather than just conquering them, If there is a critique here, it's that some of the minor characters get lost. It's something that often happens when a book is translated into a film. It relies on the fact that book readers know who the two stepsister-like women snarling at Rachel are, or that they know the depth of the extended family's characters. Some of the jokes here rest on that, and as someone who hasn't read the book, I was very aware that I was missing quite a bit. Didn't take away from the overall enjoyment, but I wish I was in on the jokes. The screening of Crazy Rich Asians that I witnessed when I was working at my movie theater was sold out, and I could often hear screams, cheers, and tears. The way Asian actors have been shoved to the side in smaller and stereotypical roles needs to change, and the power that this film had over the crowd is something we've seen when Wonder Woman and Black Panther premiered. Representation matters. It's as simple as that. Seeing yourself, your gender, your culture, and your life on the big screen is powerful. Seeing other cultures and learning something is powerful as well. Let's hope Crazy Rich Asians is the beginning of a trend. So, of course, you want to know my verdict? Crazy Rich Asians stuns with its glamour and gives us a sort of vicarious wish fulfillment that is the appeal of Cinderella stories around the world over. We see the lives of the wildly wealthy and what life would be like if we had that kind of money, but also the drama, judgment, and restrictions that go along with it. It's got a standout cast, all of whom should be appearing as leads in films going forward. It shows us a culture that many might not be familiar with. The film suffers from a bit of inside baseball in terms of the assumed familiarity with the characters from the book, though that doesn't detract from what is, at its heart, a story about love and family. Whether you're familiar with the book or not, it's definitely worth a watch. So, with that, let me know your thoughts on this film in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up if you like our video. Hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification button to be notified of future videos. And with that, my final rating of this film is 8.5 out of 10. And before we leave, if you want to support the channel, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cinemagold. As always, thank you so much for watching and listening. We will see you next time. Take care.